This week, we saw cold, hard evidence of the Trump campaign, indeed the Trump family, eagerly intending to collude possibly with Russia, a hostile foreign power, to influence American elections. In the month, again, as we celebrate the courage of our founders, Republicans in Congress have become enablers of the Trump-Russia assault on our democracy. After these latest revelations, it's becoming clear we have suffered a desecration of our democracy not seen since Watergate. Speaker Ryan must allow a vote on an outside independent commission to get to the bottom of the Trump campaign's role in Russia's assault on our democracy and prevent Putin from ever doing it again immediately. Outside independent commission. It's not just about what happened in the past, it's to prevent it from happening again. We have an inside investigation in the Justice Department under the special counsel Mueller. We have an inside the Congress investigation by the intelligence committees. We need an outside independent commission to investigate this. I've asked over and over again, what do the Russians have, politically, personally, or financially, on Donald Trump that the American people should know? Why are the Republicans continuing to hide the truth? Instead of defending the integrity of American democracy, instead of holding the Trump White House accountable for its complicity, instead of showing Russia that there will be consequences, the House Republican majority does nothing. The GOP must immediately join us in a call for the release of all communications within the Trump campaign and within the family by email, text, Twitter, or any other direct message. The GOP must hold Kushner accountable for the false statements on his national security disclosure form and revoke his security clearance must be revoked immediately. You know that the numbers keep growing and as to the false statements. Yes, sir.
Leader Pelosi, you said that Jared Kushner should have his security clearance revoked.
Yes.
Should he still have a job in this White House?
Well, you know, shall we say, the receptivity of the American people for such unusual behavior in the White House is interesting. So if you combine the arrogance, one of just saying I'm going to be surrounded by family and they're going to be on the payroll and they're going to have security clearance, which is a big validation, clearly not justified. So I'm more concerned about them obeying the law. It's not outside the law for them to be there. It's, I think, not according to Hoyle, but nonetheless. But the law and the disclosure form, you lie on a disclosure form, that's a crime. You do it multiple times, that's arrogant and a crime.
And can I ask a follow-up?
Sure.
Donald Trump Jr. has basically said, this was Oppo research. Campaigns do this all the time.
That's not true.
For people out in the country who are not involved in campaigns every 2 years, do campaigns do this all the time?
No, and I think that's a really important question, and I thank you for it. We all do our own research about where we differ with other people on issues and votes that they have taken and the rest. So opposition research is done by the campaign. If somebody gives you, especially a foreign government, information that is described as seriously damaging to Hillary Clinton, fruit from a poisonous tree, probably gathered illegally as well, you call the FBI. But it is not really important, because when we talk to our candidates, we say, if something comes your way, you call the FBI. You call the law enforcement, or you just send it back, because much of the time you don't know what it is until you open it. You just get rid of it, because that's not what campaigns are supposed to be about. And as I use the Tom Downey example, immediately he called the FBI, and that was local. That was a woman who went to jail for sending it to him. She worked in the one aspect of the Bush campaign. She went to jail for sending it. I hear people on TV saying, "Oh, this is campaign." No, it is not. And That was a crime. She went to jail. It's highly unethical. And there doesn't seem to be any ethical standard in the White House. It's always about nobody broke the law. Well, wait a minute. You're supposed to, as we have in the House, we have a rule that says if you bring discredit to the institution, then you will be subjected to an ethics investigation. But in the White House, there just seems to be such arrogance about it all, as if they are doing us a favor by serving. Nobody in elective office should think they're doing anybody a favor. It is a privilege that the people give us, and we respect it with integrity. And I appreciate your question, so it enables me to say that's not how it works. Yes, sir. Good morning.
You talk about the Republicans being enablers here.
Yes.
Not moving against.
Yes.
And you talked about the Russia sanctions bill. I know you want to move that. I know you want an independent commission. But what would you see the Speaker or Republicans doing? What would be the appropriate format to call the president out to not enable him besides the sanctions bill, besides having an independent commission? Distancing themselves from him, disavowing him?
No, truth. Truth. We want the truth. We want to have an outside independent commission that can look into the possible disruption of our election, which is now we're seeing documented by their own statements. This is an appalling thing. You may, maybe you won't recall, but a long time ago, the Bush-Gore race in 2000, Tom Downey was to be part of the debate prep with Vice President Gore. He received a package that was fruit, what we call fruit from the poisonous tree. It was information that was sent to him about the debate plans of the Republicans. He did the right thing. He immediately called the FBI and handed over the information, and then immediately called the Gore campaign to say, since I saw this, thinking it was, not knowing what it was, but when he saw it, he said, now I can't participate in those debates. The person who sent it to him went to jail. So this is very serious. This is a very serious thing that happened the other day. Campaign finance violations, accepting something of value. Opposition research, documents, and information from a foreign government or foreign national. Fruit from the poisonous tree. Criminal conspiracy to defraud the United States, that is, impeding the lawful administration of a federal election, or to make an offense against the United States, cyber crimes, hacking against the Clinton administration. Conspiracy with respect to espionage, depending on whether information was obtained through Russian spying and the level of their awareness of the spying. This, as bad as everything has been, this takes us to a different, it says crossed a threshold. That's why I say join us in asking for any electronic communications within the campaign and within the family. We should assume that he did not tell the president. Is there no communication to that effect? Maybe so, maybe not. Let us know. And that very idea that some of these people should have security clearance after misrepresenting on their disclosure forms. There's just an arrogance, a disregard for what is ethical. What is ethical? An ethical standard is really important. And for people to say, well, it's just politics, they got the stuff. No, that's not just politics. You get that, you call the FBI. So this is, so getting back to our Republicans in Congress, for a long time they won't join us in the release of the president's tax returns, which could be very instructive in terms of any connection to Russia. Why should this president, of all presidents and all candidates for president in the two major parties since Gerald Ford, not release his returns so the American people can know? So they've avoided that. They won't have. They have avoided the independent outside commission. I think it's really important for them to do it, and overwhelmingly supported by the American people.